Good morning, students. Yesterday we have learnt sine function. Yesterday we have learnt sine function. So sine function, and today we are going to learn cosine function. Okay, as we learned for sine, we are going to learn for cosine. So what about the domain and the range? Domain for cosine, in short we call it as cos. So domain for cos x is R, set of real numbers, and the range is minus 1 comma 1. Okay, close to minus 1 comma 1. That is minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. So this cosine function in this domain, that is the domain R, it is not 1 to 1. Okay, it is not 1 to 1 in this real numbers. So because it is not 1 to 1, we cannot have inverse function. Okay, inverse of cosine function or cos function we cannot have in this domain, because we know that a function f of x has inverse if and only if it is 1 to 1 and onto. Okay, it should be a bijective function. So only if it is bijective, it can have inverse function. So in this domain, that is R, the cosine function cannot have inverse cosine function. So inverse cosine function is cos inverse of x. We cannot have in this domain. Therefore, the domain is restricted. Okay. So the domain is restricted, and the domain is restricted to minus pi, not minus pi, 0 to pi. Domain is restricted to 0 comma pi. Okay, that is cos x, cos inverse of x. The domain is 0 comma pi, and the range is minus 1 comma 1. Okay, so the domain is restricted from R to 0 comma pi. So now how to draw the cosine curve? So see here, cos curve, cos 0 is 1, cos 0 is 1, therefore cos 0 is 1, therefore it goes up. Then cos pi by 2 is 0, so that point is pi by 2. Then cos pi is minus 1. Then cos 3 pi by 2 is 0. Then cos 2 pi is 1, so it goes up. Is it clear, all of you? So we have this curve, and you know that cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. Cos 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So plotting all those, we get this graph. Okay. So here, what is the, when it completes the full cycle? So full cycle is completed from 0 to 2 pi. From 0 to 2 pi, one cycle is completed. Okay. So now, you should remember that this values in general, you should remember, I have told you already in plus 1, remember this always, cos n pi is equal to minus 1 power n and sin n pi is equal to 0. So this is the general form. So cos pi means n is equal to 1. So it is minus 1 power 1. So it is equal to minus 1. Cos 2 pi minus 1 square. So it is plus 1. So when the power is odd, we get minus 1. When the power is even, we get 1. Or we can also say when n is odd, we get minus 1. When n is even, we get plus 1. And what about sin n pi? For any value of n, sin n pi is equal to 0. Okay, so with this only we have drawn the graph. And also we have seen that period. What about period of cos x? Period of cos x, we know that cos x plus 2 pi is equal to cos x. Cos x plus 2 pi is equal to cos x. Therefore, period of cos x is 2 pi. Okay, period of cos x is 2 pi. And then we have seen the graph. So we will see the properties now. So the properties of cosine graph, properties of cosine function. Okay, properties of cosine function. So the first one, the curve is continuous. We have seen the diagram. It does not break. Okay, it does not break. The curve is continuous, no break at all. It is not discontinuous. Therefore, the cosine function is continuous. So, it is continuous. The cosine function is continuous. Then, it is an even function. It is an even function. So, even function, cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. That is f of minus x is equal to f of x. Therefore, it is an even function. Okay. And because it is an even function, the graph is symmetrical about y axis. So, it is symmetrical about y axis. So, if it is an odd function, it is symmetrical about the origin. This is an even function, so it is symmetrical about y axis. And so the fourth one is the range of cos x. We know that it is minus 1 less than or equal to cos x is less than or equal to 1. Therefore, the minimum value for cos x is minus 1 and the maximum value is plus 1. Okay. And remember that these functions, that is y is equal to a cos alpha x and y is equal to b sin beta x. These are called as sinusoidal graphs. Sinusoidal graphs. Okay, they are called as sinusoidal graphs, and they are this phenomena is used in nature like tides and finding the temperature, model tides using general form of sinusoidal graphs are done. Okay. Then, so what about inverse of the cosine function? So as I said, the cosine function is not 1 to 1 in the range R. Okay, so if you yesterday in sine graph I have shown you it is the horizontal test does not satisfy. Okay, it touches the horizontal line touches the curve at 2 points. So this is the cos curve. Okay, so this is pi and cos pi by 2. This is pi by 2 and this is pi. So this is 0. So this is 1. So if you see here, when you draw a horizontal curve, it touches the curve more than 1 point. Okay, therefore it is not 1 to 1. Therefore, we have restrict the domain. So, the domain of cos inverse of x is 0 comma pi. So, 0 comma pi is the domain and the range is minus 1 comma 1. So, in this range, the cosine graph is 1 to 1 and on to. Therefore, we have the cosine is minus 1 to 1. Okay, cos is only 0 to pi. So, this is minus 1 comma 1 to 0 comma pi. And cos is 0 comma pi to minus 1 comma 1. Okay. So, the domain is restricted. Okay. So, this 0 comma pi is called as the principal domain. This is called as the principal domain. And see the graph of cos inverse of x. So, cos inverse of x and cos x. See the first curve. First one is cos curve. We have already seen for all the points. Here it is shown only for pi by 2. So, how the curve turns? So, it turns at 1 down and at pi it goes up, turning point. Pi is the turning point, so it goes up there. So, see there the values in x axis becomes the values in y axis. Values of y axis becomes values of x axis. Same as what we saw in for sine curve, okay, sine graph. So, here how it turns? Pi by 2, pi are all in the y axis. So, it turns over there. Okay, likewise here also. So, see the turning points. So, turning points are very, very important in case of this curves. Okay. Then, cosine curve, if you see, we have seen properties of cos curve. Now, we have also for cos inverse. Cos inverse, you must remember this always. When y is equal to cos inverse of x, if and only if x is equal to cos y. Okay. Then second one, cos of cos inverse of x is equal to x. If modulus of x is less than or equal to 1. And the third one is cos inverse of cos x is equal to x if 0 is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 5. Okay. And we have to note that cos inverse of cos 3 pi is equal to pi because 3 pi does not belong to this interval. Okay. So, 3 pi we write it as 2 pi plus pi. So, 2 pi plus pi is cos 2 pi plus pi is cos pi. So, finally we get pi. Okay. So, all this we have seen in case of sine, the same we will be learning here also. Okay. Now, we will get into the exercise. Exercise 4.2. First question. Exercise 4.2. First question. Find all values of x such that first one minus 6 pi less than or equal to x less than or equal to 6 pi for cos x is equal to 0. Minus 6 pi less than or equal to x less than or equal to 6 pi, where cos x is equal to 0. Okay, when cos x is equal to 0, so here in general we can take it as x is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, where n is equal to 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3 plus or minus 4 plus or minus 5 and 6. Okay, minus 6. Why we are not taking plus 6? Plus 6 if you take, substitute n is equal to 6. So what you get here? 12 plus 1, 13. 13 pi by 2 will be greater than 6 pi. Okay, 13 pi by 2 will be greater than 6 pi. Therefore, we are not taking plus 6. Is it clear? Similarly, we have done in exercise 4.1. 4.1 second subdivision. Sin x is equal to minus 1. There the general value is 4n minus 1 into pi by 2 and n is equal to 0 to plus or minus 3, comma 4 only we have taken. Plus 4 we have taken, we have not taken minus 4. Okay, so there also the same reason. Okay, so same reason. There it is minus 8 pi to plus 8 pi. So it is, it will go beyond the interval. Okay, so we are not taking that value. Minus 4 we have not taken there. So here also the same reason. So this is the answer for the first subdivision. What about the second one? Cos x is equal to 1. See here, in the first subdivision, substitute the values. When n equal to 0, you get pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 is 0. When n is equal to 1, you get 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2, cos 3 pi by 2 is 1. Then what about minus 1? Minus 1 if you substitute cos minus pi by 2. Cos minus pi by 2 is 0. Similarly, you can check by substituting all the values. So see here, cos x is equal to 1. So here it is x is equal to 2n pi, where n belongs to z. Okay. So 2n pi. So what are the values of n? N is equal to 0 plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2, because what is the range? Minus 5 pi less than or equal to x, less than or equal to minus 5 pi less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 5 pi. So when you put 0, x is equal to 0. So cos 0 is 1. When you put 1, cos 2 pi is 1. When you give minus 1, minus 2 pi. So cos minus 2 pi is 1. Okay. Then when you give plus 2, it is cos 4 pi. 4 pi is 1. Minus 4 pi is also 1. But if you go to 3, it becomes 6 pi. So it goes away from the interval. So we don't take that values. Okay. Now we'll go to the second question. State the reason for cos inverse of minus pi by 6 not equal to minus pi by 6. Okay, not equal to minus pi by 6. So here the principal domain of cosine is closed 0 comma pi. Okay, so the domain of, so we know that domain of cosine, domain of cosine is 0 comma pi, and minus pi by 6 does not belong to this interval. Okay, does not belong to this. Therefore, what about cos inverse of minus pi by 6? We know that cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. We know this. Therefore, this is equal to cos inverse of cos pi by 6. So what is it? Cos inverse and cos gets cancelled. Therefore, it is equal to pi by 6. Therefore, and pi by 6 belongs to the interval 0 comma pi. Therefore, cos of minus pi by 6 is not equal to minus pi by 6. Okay. Then coming to question number 3. Is cos inverse of minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse of x true? Justify your answer. So, first one is yes, it is true. Okay. Now, we have to justify our answer. So, let cos inverse of minus x is equal to t. So, from this what you get, cos inverse, when you take to the other side, you get minus x is equal to cos t. So, we can also write this as x is equal to minus cos t. Okay. So, minus cos t. So, what is this? Cos of pi minus t. Can we write? Because we know that cos of pi minus theta is equal to minus cos theta. Yes, it lies in the second quadrant. Second quadrant cos is minus. Okay, you remember this? All students taking chocolate or all silver teacups. So, second quadrant cos is negative, therefore, we have minus. So, minus cos t is cos pi minus t. So, now this cos bring to the left hand side. So, it becomes cos inverse of x is equal to pi minus t. So, what is the t? T we have taken as cos inverse of minus x. Therefore, we get pi minus cos inverse of minus x. So, hence proved. Okay. So, then we will go to question number 4. Fourth question. Fourth question. Find the principal value of cos inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, so what is it? Cos inverse of 1 by 2, we have to find the principal value. So, let cos inverse of 1 by 2 is equal to t. Therefore, what we get? Cos t is equal to 1 by 2. So, what is, we know that cos pi by 3 is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, and pi by 3 belongs to 0 comma pi. So, what is the principal value? So, therefore, the principal value is pi by 3. Okay. Then question number 5. Find the value of. Okay, here fifth question I will do only the second subdivision. Okay, first and second, third one you can take it for homework. Third subdivision, same problem we have done in the previous exercise. There we have used sin A plus B. Here this is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So, it is cos A plus B, you can use and do it. And first one is also very simple. Okay, similar to the fourth question. So, we will do only the second one. So, what is it? Cos inverse of 1 by 2 plus sin inverse of minus 1. We have to find the value of this. Okay, so what is this? Cos inverse of 1 by 2. The previous problem we have seen. What is it? It is equal to pi by 3. Sin inverse of minus 1. So, sin inverse of minus 1 is nothing but minus pi by 2. Okay, sin of minus pi by 2 is minus 1. Therefore, this is equal to pi by 3 minus pi by 2. Take LCM, 6 is LCM. So, 2 pi minus 3 pi. So, we get it is equal to minus pi by 6. So, similarly, you can do the first subdivision and the third subdivision. Now, going to sixth question. Sixth question, first one. F of x is equal to sine inverse of modulus of x minus 2 by 3 plus cos inverse of 1 minus modulus of x by 4. Okay. So, we know that domain of cos inverse of x and sine inverse of x is minus 1 comma 1. We know this. Okay. So, we will take minus 1 less than or equal to modulus of x minus 2 by 3 less than or equal to 1. Okay. And for cos inverse, minus 1 less than or equal to 1 minus modulus of x by 4 less than or equal to 1. So, now we have to remove the 3 in the denominator. So, multiply throughout by 3. So, minus 3 less than or equal to mod x minus 2 less than or equal to 3. And here we have to multiply by 4. So, minus 4 less than or equal to 1 minus modulus of x less than or equal to 4. Now, here we are having minus 2. So, to remove minus 2, we add plus 2 throughout. So, plus 2 minus 3 is minus 1 less than or equal to modulus of x less than or equal to 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay. And here we have to remove 1. So, remove 1, we subtract 1 throughout. So, minus 5 minus modulus of x less than or equal to 3 it becomes. So, now here we have minus 1 less than or equal to modulus of x less than or equal to 5. But modulus of x cannot have negative value. Okay, modulus of 5 cannot have negative values such as minus 1 and all those. So, from this we have only modulus of x less than or equal to 5. And here multiply throughout by minus to remove this minus from modulus. What we get? 5 greater than or equal to modulus of x greater than or equal to minus 3. So, how do you write this? Minus 3 less than or equal to modulus of x less than or equal to 5. So, here also the same minus 3 negative values, modulus of x cannot have negative values. Therefore, here also we have only modulus of x less than or equal to 5. So, this is 1 and this is 2. So, from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, we get only modulus of x is less than or equal to 5. So, since modulus, we know that when modulus of x is less than or equal to r, if and only if minus r less than or equal to x less than or equal to r. Okay, we have seen this in plus 1. Therefore, what do we have here? Therefore, minus 5 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to plus 5. So, this is the solution. Okay. Then second subdivision is very simple. Domain is asked. So, the domain is, so this is the domain. Or we can also put this as closed interval minus 5 comma 5. Okay, like this also we can write. So what about the second subdivision? Domain for both is minus 1 comma 1, so that you can do it. Okay. Now coming to question number 7. For what values of x the inequality pi by 2 less than cos inverse of 3x minus 1 less than pi holds. Okay, for what values of x? So here we are having this. So cos inverse we are having. So to remove cos inverse, we will be taking cosine function throughout. So this becomes cos pi by 2 is less than 3x minus 1 is less than cos pi. Okay. So what is cos pi by 2? It is 0. Cos pi by 2 is 0 and cos pi is minus 1. Okay. So now this is an inverse function. So we don't have take it as less than, we take it as greater than. Okay, cos pi by 2 is greater than 3x minus 1, greater than cos pi. So this is 0 is greater than 3x minus 1. 3x minus 1 is greater than minus 1. So minus 1 is less than or equal to 3x, less than 3x minus 1 is less than 0. Okay, it is less than 0, not less than or equal to, it is less than. So now we have to remove minus 1. So to remove minus 1, we add throughout plus 1. So this becomes 0. Plus 1 add பண்றோமா throughout. அப்போ இங்க என்ன வந்துரும்? 3x வந்துரும். இங்க plus 1 வந்துரும். Okay. So now to remove 3, divide throughout by 3. அப்போ என்ன வந்துருது? X is less than 1 by 3. அல்லது இதை எப்படியும் எழுதலாம்? X belongs to 0, open 0, 3 also we can write. Okay. Now we will go to the next question, 8th question. 8th question. Two subdivisions are here. So what about the first one? First subdivision, cos inverse of 4 5 plus sin inverse of 4 by 5 we have to find. Okay, here we have a property that cos inverse of x plus sin inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. Okay, this is a property which we will be proving in the proving later. So now you assume it. Therefore, what that becomes? It becomes cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 which is equal to 0. And what about the second subdivision? Second subdivision, similar one we have done in 4.1. But anyhow, I will explain you. Listen carefully. Cos 4 pi by 3 plus cos inverse of cos 5 pi by 4. Similar we have done in 4.1. Okay, 4 pi by 3, how will you write? How will you write 4 pi by 3? Cos inverse of cos pi plus pi by 3. How will you write 5 pi by 3? Cos pi plus pi by 4. So, what is pi plus theta? Cos pi plus theta. Cos pi plus theta is equal to minus cos theta. Okay, this already we know. Therefore, it becomes cos inverse of minus cos pi by 3 plus, so this you put it by the side, okay, plus cos inverse of minus cos pi by 4. So now we also know that cos pi minus theta is equal to minus cos theta. Okay, all this we have studied in plus 1. Pi plus theta lies in the third quadrant. Therefore, we have minus cos theta. Pi minus theta lies in the second quadrant. Okay, all students taking chocolate. So, second quadrant cos is negative. Third quadrant also cos is negative. So, 180 is even. Therefore, we write cos as it is. So, we get minus cos theta. So, now how will you write minus cos pi by 3 can be written as cos pi minus pi by 3. Similarly, cos inverse of minus cos pi can be written as cos pi minus pi by 4. Okay. So, now what is this? Pi minus pi by 3 is nothing but cos 2 pi by 3 plus cos inverse of cos 3 pi by 4. Okay. So, now what do you have therefore? So, why we write all this? Because minus pi by 3 does not belong to the range 0 comma pi. Okay. 4 pi by 3 does not belong to this range 0 comma pi, the domain. Okay, cos inverse, this is the range. Okay, so it does not belong. Therefore, we are not bringing to this form. Okay, so now this is equal to 2 pi by 3 plus 3 pi by 4. So, taking LCM, 12 is LCM. So, 3 goes 4 times. So, 8 pi plus 4 goes 3 times, 9 pi, which is equal to 17 pi by 12. Okay. So, both the exercises are similar, and the next exercise we will be learning about tangent function. Okay, that is tan and its inverse we will be learning. Okay, so students, remember this always. What about sine curve, sin x? What is the domain? Minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Range is minus 1 comma 1. What about sine inverse of x? Domain is minus 1 comma 1 and the range is minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. And what about cos x? 0 comma pi, range minus 1 comma 1. Cos inverse of x, minus 1 comma 1 is the domain and the range is 0 comma pi. Okay, and remember originally we have R as the domain, but R is restricted to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 for sine, and for cosine it is 0 comma pi. Okay, because in R, sine and cosine function are not 1 to 1. Okay, so remember all this, students. Learn well and make it thorough. Thank you.